You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop product feature. Hey, it's Lucky Penny Shop, and it's time to make our acrylic Twinkies. Yes, we have one already made. Look at that. So we're going to show you the process. We wanted to test it to make sure everything was going to work. So we have a mold which we got on eBay, and it was being sold as a candle mold, but it's working well for this easy casting epoxy. Now we have a mold release which we've already sprayed on there, but what you're basically going to do is spray that into your mold. So how do you measure out how much easy cast do you need? Well, you take your mold, you fill it with water, and you pour that in a measuring device, whether it's a measuring cup or some type of scale. And we know that this holds 3 ounces of liquid. So we took it, filled it with water, poured it in a measuring cup, 3 ounces of liquid. What does that tell us? Well, we have a jar here. Here's the 3-ounce mark. So we split that in half by measurement now. We didn't just guess, because the jar is, shaped rounded at the bottom. So we have 1.5 ounces here and 1.5 ounces here. So we know we're going to mix our two parts here, the hardener and the resin part, into there, and that's going to give us 3 exact ounces to pour in there. And then we have this Casting Craft color pigment. So, not easy to work because it's using large measurements. Look at that. It says 1 ounce per 32 ounces of resin. We only have 3 ounces, so it's going to be a small amount. Basically, we just did it to color, to where we have a nice yellow Twinkie looking color. It's not really see-through, but it's nice enough to it's a Twinkie, right? And then the Whipple we just used on the bottom, we kind of just mocked up a quick sample here. Used a little Q-tip, put it in a little bowl like this, and then we're going to add the 3 spots on the bottom, wherever you want. So what do we do first? Well, after you've got your volume figured out and you know your measurement, then you're going to spray your mold. So we've done that already. We're going to move that out. Then your mold is set. It's ready. How about, let me reset some things here, and I'll show you how to mix the resin, and then we'll pour ourselves a Twinkie. All right? Hold on a second. Okay, we're set now. So now I need to take my 2 parts here, my easy cast parts. I'll put those in the back there. And I need to get one to one line and the other to the other line. Really simple. You got to take the time to find the right calculation. So once you pour in, there's the first one. Let's move that out of the way. Let's get the second one. Now this is going to the second line. There's enough to fill our Twinkie. So what I did was I just mixed that a little bit. Now I don't want to create air bubbles. Even though it does say in the instructions it's okay, those will come out of the mold. The less, the better. So now I'm going to take a couple. I'm going to mix it more than that, don't worry. And I'm just going to take, it's got like a dropper top. So I was just kind of like testing 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see how that goes. See it there? So that's 4 drops. And that actually looks pretty thick and yellow. Let me tilt the camera down a little so you can see that. So now I'm just going to keep mixing and mixing. I like to give it a few minutes, because the more you mix, the better you have everything. I'm pushing down to the bottom. The better. Don't shy away from the mixing part thinking, oh, that's good. Just do it for a while till you're really comfortable with what you got. Now we noticed on our mold that whoever made the mold, here I'll show you, that the mold is uneven. It's lower on this side than that side. Not sure what happened there in the mold making process, but that's what happened. So that's how it goes. So we do know that this side of the mold is lower. Okay, nothing we could do about that. We could adjust the mold, by tilting it a little bit if we wanted to, but we're just going to leave it. Now I have no real bubbles in there. Let me see. Let me change the angle here. Hold on a second. Okay, so here now you can see inside. Kind of bringing it up to the top, making sure, because you know, the mixing is extremely important. You can mix pretty long. This is not going to like harden on you right away. Takes a while. See that? Pretty good. No air bubbles in there. Pretty good. We could probably go a little bit. I'm going to go one more dab on the yellow to kind of give it a little more color in there. So now I got to mix that a little more. I don't know, maybe just make it a little more yellow. There you go. So that just means more mixing time, folks. But, you know, hey, it's all part of crafting, you know. You got to take the time if you want it to turn out right. You can't rush it. Looking good. Still good. No air bubbles in there. Might look like I'm putting air in there, but I'm not. I'm going kind of circular, not whipping it, but kind of just spinning. So looking at it, looks pretty good. So here we go. We're going to pour our Twinkie right now. Ooh, doo-doo-doo-doo. Remember, we've already sprayed the mold release onto that. So the way we have this measured is go right to the top. And it does. Look at that. Sorry for the shadow there. Maybe I can go another way so you don't get that shadow from that side. There we go. I think I got it all out. Okay, so we're going to keep that jar because we got to make more Twinkies. So that Twinkie, folks, is ready. Now you can move the mold around. You just have to be careful. So what I'm going to do is cut out here. I'm going to move the mold out, and then we're going to do a little Whipple on the other one to show you why we did that, okay? Hold on a second. Alright, so we're all set for the Whipple. We brought in a Twinkie stand-in so you can kind of see what we're going for here. On the bottom of a Twinkie, you'll see it's not even, it's not uniform, just that there's 3 filling marks. Because when the machine sprays it in here, it leaves 3 pockets inside. So we're just trying to simulate that with our Whipple. Now the Whipple, you know, dries hard and solid. So we just took some of that, put it in our dispenser here, just a little bit in the bowl, okay, then a little Q-tip. Now remember our Twinkie and our stand-in, so we just took a little bit and we're just going to mark those 3 spots, kind of like a Twinkie, just to kind of leave it there. Not really, we're not looking for perfection here because it's a very uneven thing. Okay, there's 1. Here is 2. Let me get a little more on there. Well, I think I want to eat that Twinkie. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's meant to look like a Twinkie looks. And then number 3 out here. Kind of get the idea? I mean, if you want to really make it look a certain way, you can. There you go. So the Whipple's going to dry pretty hard, so it shouldn't be a problem. So there's that Twinkie. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look nice and scrumptious? So there you go. I think you get the idea. Lots of messes going on here. So let me clean up. Alright, we do appreciate you watching. Okay, there you go. That project is a wrap. So you've seen us make an acrylic Twinkie. Hope you like it. Hey, subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. Later. So if you want to follow through this video series, check the description for a playlist, search the channel, or just click here. And always remember, if you see a lucky penny, pick it up.